This return starts at the 5. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when you just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. First and 10 from the 43.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Back to the well again. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Vernon Broughton making that play defensively. Third down here, need 8 on the play.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. So they couldn't throw for it on 3rd down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping him off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting him even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. So now we'll get a look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result. So expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
if they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
First and 10, around to Mixon. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Short pass brought in. And this is a small pickup to the 39-yard line. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's third down.
Prescott now on third down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 4th and long. Here comes the Saints punting unit. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. Onto the field comes the Browns offense for the second time. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Mahomes. Completed to his running back. And this is going to be halted just before he can reach the 30. That play good for 17 on a first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Now Mahomes will hang on to it. And he goes down to avoid a hit, so give him a gain of close to 4. That's going to set up second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Cut by D.J. Samuel. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
And the Browns, first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Mahomes will hang on to it. And he won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defense. Second down coming up.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, the QB keeper, it gets 0.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. Pop behind the line here on second down, which is only going to make things tougher for this third down coming up. 5 men in the secondary for the Saints. Third down.
Back at the 38-yard line.
Third and long for him here. Finds him over the middle. And they stop him before he can reach that marker. And now we've got a penalty flag out too. So they'll let the play stand, decline the penalty, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The Saints and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And he's been putting together what should finish as a true standout campaign. Right now, top 5 across the league in rushing. First and 10, Prescott. That's to his running back, Antonio Gibson. And this is brought to a stop up at, let's say, the 34-yard line there. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
And the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Well, you love when you can go from first down to first down, Brock. Makes things easy for an offense, and it is the primary reason that he gets the looks that he does.
Every touch he gets has a solid chance of working out just like that. It's why many of these first quarter looks have his name all over them.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up second and 9.
At the 35-yard line.
The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. They'll come to the line here, second and 9. Running with Mixon out of the gun. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means third down coming up. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Browns rolling out 6 DBs, third down. Here he goes, third and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's the exact opposite of what this offense needed. They now face fourth down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. By this point, partner, they're through that opening script, through trying to establish their offense, and yet still no points. Thinking it might be time to start switching things up a little bit, tear up the old game plan and start fresh.
Well, I promise you that's what's buzzing on the headsets and over on the sidelines and in the huddle. Gotta find a way to just get into some sort of rhythm.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw, Mahomes. Now try to set up the screen. Here's Robinson. It's a small gain up to the 38. Travis Hunter making that play.
Robinson. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Mahomes to throw. It's complete. This is Olave. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A gain of 6.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run here on first down. And they're full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They're looking down to 2nd and 9. Lone back gets the handoff. Having gain up about a handful there. Tackle made by Cameron Curl. Saints into the dime for this third down.
Gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. Third down from this distance, Brock. That is a spot you expect your offense to convert, but you also expect your defense to make the stop. This time, the defense won out with a nice interception.
Yeah, in that scenario, it's really like an outfielder in baseball, Kate, right? If you're going to go for it, as a defender, if you're going to just pull the trigger and you're going to go for it, you better make it happen, and you better get that pick. Otherwise, you're giving up a first down conversion. He gets the pick, and those defensive coaches and that defense celebrating on the sidelines.
Drive starts with an option, right side. Boyd finds a couple of yards of space. It's 2nd down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Dak to the air here. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing.
It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. 1st and 10 from the 32.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Straight ahead with Williams. And he works it inside the 30. That's a gain of 7. After that little 8-yard scoop, here comes 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
Another run for Williams. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 1.
That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something. An injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of a series quite like getting stuck for a loss.
And he's got it. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints get the game's first points here in the second. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. He connects on the extra point try. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Back out now comes the Browns offense. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. It's a big strike downfield to Samuel. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line.
And the Browns first down.
There's a dive up the middle. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3. They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. Finds him on the crossing route. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. They got 21 yards on the play. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Gets it to him on the screen. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 1. At the 10-yard line.
Running this one left. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line. Just couldn't get outside quick enough to take that D-line out of the picture. And one of those guys impressively got on the edge and caught him.
You know what's scary in this game today, Kate? When you watch the combine and you watch these 280-pound DNs that run like 4.6. I am really thankful I don't play quarterback in today's game.
They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Like the final battle scene from a movie, Kate. Two sides charging each other, and they beat right at that line. And they didn't have to drive backward, All they had to do was hold the line to go win that battle.
For the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the track. And the kicker, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
Here's Parker Washington with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And all that's needed here, Brock, is some repeat execution from that last series. Of course, gotta expect the defense has made some adjustments after giving up that touchdown.
And that is the beauty of this game we love so much. Those back and forth adjustments on the sidelines. And can this offense do what it did a drive ago? And that is stay one play ahead of their defensive foes.
And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line.
15 yards on the play. And the Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. I love the call, Brock, but wrong situation there. The defense closes that sweep out behind the line.
Hey, I love the jet sweep as much as anybody, Kate. It can be super effective, but here's the deal. Once you send that receiver in motion, well, you're doomed. Because if they bring an edge pressure or there's a blitz, there's really no stopping it. Because once that thing gets started, there's no audibling out of it.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Third and long. They're going to throw. That's Harris on the right side. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on fourth down, and a drive a lot of us thought had stalled out is going to carry on. So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Sent to the ground by Maxwell Hairston.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Dak now from the gun. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Play number 8 of this drive, and it's 8 that they need here on 3rd down. Throw here, 3rd down. Screen here for Williams. And this one doesn't go far. Now a pause as they attend to an injured player, and they wait with bated breath because it is Dak Prescott who's getting help here. That is Jake Bates ready to try to knock this through. Just 2 minutes to play here in our opening half. Hang with us. More football in Huntington Bank on its way. Now we'll have a field goal try coming up for the Saints. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. Charging down the middle, and they block it! Now this is picked up inside the 35.
We could say they picked a great time to block the kick, but let's be honest. Any time is a great time to get through and block one. It really rewards the effort that those special teamers put in each and every time out. It might not always get noticed, but it sure does there. Big time.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. To the air, Mahomes. It's a completion of Michael Pittman Jr. And the hit arrived shortly after that football did, but he hangs on for a gain down to the enemy 44.
And the Browns, 1st down.
Off play action, it's Mahomes. He's still going at the 30. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Throwing again, Mahomes. Short pass brought in. It's going to be a short pickup down to the 22. Christian Fulton, the one to bring him down. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to the air, Mahomes. Dialing up a receiver screen. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
No gain on the play.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. We've got a screen to the running back. Oh, he's trying to get away, but unable to do so. They catch him behind the line on 3rd down.
3-yard loss on
The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
for the field goal.
Evan McPherson lining up the field goal try. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. McPherson's kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
It's only 3 points, and they're going to still trail at halftime, but every little bit helps. And I'll tell you this as well. It also helps maybe later in the game. You got a 4th quarter clutch kick to have that confidence built. That's important.
Antonio Gibson now to return it. This makes it up to the 25. The Saints taking the field for the final time in this first half. And clinging to this 1-point lead, Brock, probably don't want to risk too much here. 19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, looks like. He got mighty close, didn't he? But they marked him just short of the first. He's at the 34. So less than a field goal separating these teams after our first 2 quarters. As we throw to Scott Hansen with our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks so much, Scott. While we checked in with Scott in Orlando, our 2 teams here no doubt made some adjustments. It's a close game here as we get ready for our 3rd quarter. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The New Orleans offense ready to get to work to begin this 3rd quarter. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up, and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now it's Williams. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And he'll get it up to the 44. 7 yards on that pickup. And that's good for a Saints first down. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Brought down by Fred Warner.
2 yards on the pickup.
Here's Gibson on 2nd down. And 2 yards all he can get. It's 3rd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Sends this to the end zone. And this is going to be a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints grow the lead coming out of halftime. Tank Dell, the touchdown.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle of the field open or close? Do I got a single high or 2 high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. But this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
No change to the call on the field, so that play's going to remain a touchdown. Point after up and good from Bates. And the Saints grow their lead to 8.
14 from 6.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Browns getting their offense out there. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And a nice start here on first down. He gets him 6 before the stop is made.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. As for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He has the first over the middle. A lot of pass on the move here. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
That's good for a Browns first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
It's a gain of 1 on 1st and goal. Now it's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Back to throw Mahomes. Pass it down close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Here we go, right up the gut. And they're going to say he was short. They held him out, Brock, and now we're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do here on 4th and goal.
A gain of a yard.
Well, these are the moments that I just live for up in the booth, man. What are you going to do as a play caller? You're going to go for it now? You're going to try to slam it in? Well, if so, you better get a whole lot more movement than he did right there.
Back to throw it. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their man was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. Well, I'm not seeing the signal for a safety, Brock, but he did not dodge it by much. That run just gets back to the line.
That right there, my friends, is exactly the kind of pressure and intensity you expect from a defense each of these next 2 snaps as well. They want to keep you pinned right there against your own end zone and force you into a very risky punt.
And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. They'll throw 3rd and long. Making the call himself. And this one only gets up to about the 5-yard line.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Front team on the field. J.K. Scott will kick it away. Short drop, but he still gets away a very good punt. It's taken at midfield. Escapes a defender. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. The Browns are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. He has room past the 25. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out.
And the Browns, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's going to set him up all the way down at that 7-yard line. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. Another chance at 6. It's 2nd and goal.
3-yard line. A 4-yard gain.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the end zone, but incomplete. That play's going to force 3rd and goal.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know.
And it's brought in. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Michael Pittman Jr. with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
And he is hit well behind the line and goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that two-point attempt. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Washington now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Saints to the line now. First and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Left side into the hands of Dell. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. Second down coming up.
On second down, a run with Williams. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. That leaves him with 3rd and 9.
And it's 3rd down.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Pressure coming, and he's taken down. The Browns got him. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up 4th down.
Got to get some protection up front here, Kate. He is already in the game because they knocked out the starter, and trust me, you don't want to get to the emergency quarterback.
So out now comes the punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He'll start from the 39. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Browns and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out 1st and 10. Mahomes. Brought in right side. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 49-yard line.
3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Browns football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
New set of downs from 37. Back-to-back carries here. He's tackled there, so a nice start to a new set of downs, but let's see if they keep it. So let's examine this flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. No, he lost the football! And the Saints get to it. And they can't call the return together, but they do have the football. They've got it on their side of the field.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. While the new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Here's Mahomes now. Once more into the hands of Pittman. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Digging deep in the playbook here, and this is 3rd and 11.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 11.
3rd and long for him here. Finds Pittman, complete. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Browns first down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard
Working
line.
inside the red zone. Gets this one to Waller. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it 1st and goal from the 8.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Here's a give on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal.
A gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and goal. At the 2-yard line.
They'll try to run with Robinson. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Browns take a 4th quarter lead. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The XP is up and good. And the Browns jump in front now by 5.
19. Saints.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Saints come marching onto the field. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. All in left side. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And they've got to him just a step or 2 before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. First down from the 42.
That's good for the Saints. First down.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up 2nd down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Sent back to their own side of the field on that last play. Some ground to make up here on 2nd. He'll look to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're staring at a 4th down now after that sack.
That is some serious defensive urgency that really does, Kate, match the situation we're in. This is a one-score game. Even though they have gotten after this quarterback all game long, they know they can't let up now.
Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. And Mahomes is going to dive for hit with that slide after he picks up enough for the 1st down.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Browns 1st down. 1st and 10.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
Offense still line. This is 2nd and 4. Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to work ahead for a couple here. It's 3rd down now.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. He finds Adams, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And the Browns 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
They'll run the draw with Robinson. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
The give here on 2nd. And he has this down to the 34. Now hold on, everyone. There's a Browns player shaken up after that play, and he's in need of some attention. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Going right side, Robinson with it. And this is going to be just what this defense ordered. A great play to back these guys up. Shift the momentum a little here in the 4th. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. A momentary speed bump there on what has otherwise been a great drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now a pass play. Here's Mahomes. We look underneath here. Robinson. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock. Needing 4 here on 3rd down. This is going to be the 9th play of this drive. He'll throw it. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Looking to throw. Oh, he's going to run for it. Oh, no, the ball is loose. And the Saints grab it. And they're able to add some extra yards onto the turnover too, Brock, as this defense steals away possession. Oh, this is tough. Don't let it be lost here that their call on 4th actually works. They got the 1st down, and then they fumbled.
Kate, that's like saying the dinner looked so good before the waiter dropped the plate. The results were there as designed, but one mistake took it all away.
Oh, man. They're going to throw now, following the turnover. That one's incomplete over the middle. After the incompletion, 2nd and 10, still from the 30. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
It's a gain of 11. And the Saints.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Saints trailing by 5. The time is there, but the timeouts are not. You've got to be smart. It's 1st and 10. Another run for Williams. He's held it just a couple of yards on that carry. That brings up 2nd down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
He'll look to throw it. He's going to tuck it and run. He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first.
First down. It's a gain of 20. First down.
Back to throw. We'll check this one down, complete to the fullback. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
Here's Gibson on 2nd down.
And 3.
Fights his way through a tackle. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
He's brought down by
Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Here he is to throw. This is hauled in by Harris. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. The time is there, but the timeouts are not. So you've got to be smart. It's 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Harris. He'll get about 6 on this run, and more importantly, Brock gets him into the red zone. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. And they get up there and clock the ball. A little over 50 seconds now remaining. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Now to throw. It's on. Oh, he lost the football. And the Browns pick it up. They'll get this up to the 18-yard line. Look, we can spin positive here, Brock. You take away the ending, and that drive was outstanding. It was everything they were hoping for. Unfortunately, all that work and efforts, it's gone.
Hey, Kate, Cal, how important were those finals?
Pretty important.
Yeah, so was that ball security right there.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
So to a chorus of bucks from the dog pound, the Browns take the win at home. And the sting of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Browns. As with that, we'll sign.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Hoosier State, where Colts fans rise to their feet with the striking of the anvil as it is time. On to get it started now, the kicker Chris Boswell. And we are underway from Indianapolis. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's complete to Mooney. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
16 yards.
70th catch for him on the year. And like so many others, this goes for a first down.
16 yards. And the Bengal first down.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Simpson. No gain on the play.
Here's Herbert.
Up 2nd and 10. At the 46.
Locates Mooney on the out route. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another first down at the Colts' 29-yard line.
25 yards on the play. That's good for a Bengals first down.
ETN up the middle to the 27-yard line. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 8. Now it's Herbert. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That's another Bengals first down.
They'll try the left side with ETN. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
He's fell on the tackle. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 8-yard line.
They'll run here with a rookie. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
And they'll run with ETN. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
It looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on 1st and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Herbert. And that went to the right side and incomplete. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
Harrison Butker on for the field goal. A 30-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with a football. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. But this guy, he is hard to corral.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 17 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Here's Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
At the 39-yard line.
2nd down and 3. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
That's good for a Colts first down.
We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the first quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared, because this is going to be an all-day affair trying to stop them.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd and 6.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
It's a gain of
4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down. Now it's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
14 yards. That's another Colts first down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he takes it in for a Colts score. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. We'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. The Bengals offense and Cooper Kupp making their way back out. And as we near the conclusion of the regular season, nobody has surpassed the amount of receptions that he has put up to this point. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they're certainly playing their best football of the year.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw here, Herbert. He'll get that underneath ETN. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Matt Horizon now on to punt this one away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
On the sneak, it's Nix. And he's going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. The Colts on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
They're going for it with the option right. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
A 5-yard gain on the play. That's good for a Colts 1st down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Goodson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. Goodson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Throwing Nix. And he is caught. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 25-yard line. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
This is all about testing a defense at different levels. Both the tight end and the receiver outside are going to run matching dig routes at varying depths down the field. This gives your quarterback options. He decides to go with his tight end on the shorter route, and he made the right call.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20.
To throw is Nix. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
On the sneak, it's Nix. And he is going to have the Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of a yard.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His second rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it in the play before with a smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Boswell good with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Bengals 3.
That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bengals offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throw left side, complete to Cup. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 4.
Herbert now. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Bengals first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
At the 50-yard line.
This will be caught once again by Brown. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Bengals first down. 1st and 10.
Again, Herbert. That'll be caught by Cup. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Play action. It's Herbert. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
It's a gain of 25 yards on the play. That's another Bengals first down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You better also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Here's Herbert. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
That's good for a Bengals first down.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Screenplay. Here's Etienne. Touchdown. Travis Etienne. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have got it back to within a score.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we've put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was Travis Etienne on the touchdown reception, capping the drive. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Nix to the air. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
That's another Colts first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Goodson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 1-yard line.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tyler Goodson. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
21. Bengals 10. Chris
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Bengals offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. He'll get this one to Cobb complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Here's Herbert. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Ariza is on to punt here as he gets this one away. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
It's a pickup of
halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
He's got McBride here over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll run on first down. Goodson. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll keep it on the ground. Goodson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's another Colts first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And that one going to be slowed up before it can really get going. Good work defensively to read the trickery and make the stop. And they'll go on the ground. Oh, that is well read on the backside. And he'll be met well behind the line of scrimmage. They went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
A gain of 6 yards.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
For the field goal. A 40-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently second in the NFL in passing yards. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start on the ground, ETN. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 20-yard line.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. Herbert off of play action. That's taken in. It's Isaac to Sloan. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now it's Nix. That's taken in. It's Xavier again. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Another tote for Etienne. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And the Bengals, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's another Bengals.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He'll get that underneath Etienne. And he'll get nothing out of that one. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now it's Herbert. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And it's 3rd down.
To the air again, Herbert. That is caught. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another 1st down at the Colts' 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Cincinnati.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
That's good for a Bengals.
The slot man in motion right.
A gain of 14.
Herbert now.
1st down, Bengals.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. De'Ami Brown from 10 yards out. And the Bengals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
The kick is good.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that cuts the lead to 24-17. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Nifty move. And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. And now Indianapolis is set to take the field. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
To the 49-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
They'll keep it on the ground. Goodson. And he is going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 43-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
3rd and 1.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a handoff up the middle. Goodson. And he is going to have the Colts 1st down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
1st down. 1st and 10.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, 1st down.
That's another Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
He's been pretty good with his legs in this game. A really nice gain there. Defensively, they've been okay covering downfield, but you got to account for the quarterback, right?
Yeah, and that's the hardest part because normally when you play 11 on 11, it's truly not 11 on 11. Defensively, you don't account for the quarterback in the run game. You account for everyone else and hope that you can catch him before he gets to the 1st down marker. But as you notice, he's been doing it a little bit. This time he saved his best for this run.
Saving one of his best for the 4th quarter.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
And the Colts 1st down.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tyler Goodson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the another 1st down at the Colts 21. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. And in a 2-score game, obviously every play, every 3rd down like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. And this is caught at the end. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
16 yards.
Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal.
First and goal, Cincinnati.
Throwing quickly, and Herbert completes it. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there.
Touchdown, Bengals! From 6 yards away. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Set to kick off.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Colts offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Goodson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 8.
The Bengals with 2 extra DBs, a nickel look on 3rd.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark, because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Goodson looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. To throw, here's Nix. Completed out left to Dobbs. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
On the play.
And now a stoppage, and it looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play.
At the 43-yard
While they come
line.
out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On first down, Goodson. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On the give, this is their fullback. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Now a handoff up the middle. Goodson And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Goodson. And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
15 more yards. That's another.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll give to the fullback on the dive. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for Indianapolis, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.